Welcome back as we continue our coverage of the Ag Retailers Conference here in Palm Springs, California. Joining us now is Mark Sherritts, Director of Marketing for AGCO, and our thanks to AGCO for making this broadcast possible today. And we have a lot to talk about with AGCO. We'll be talking about some of the new products and lines a little bit later on, some of their equipment. But first, we want to get into a very special award, the AGCO Operator of the Year Award. Mark, thank you for joining us. Tell us how this all came about and your involvement with this award.
Well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate the opportunity to address your audience. It was about 6 years ago, AGCO recognized that there really wasn't the appropriate recognition for the operators. And the Ag Retailers Association has a lot of recognition, mostly for the retailers, but it's the operator who is really key to making that business work. They're the ones that your audience is familiar with, that are really dedicated out scouting crop conditions, looking for anything from stray livestock to down fences to weeds. And we felt that there really wasn't appropriate recognition of them. So we came up with an Operator of the Year award. This is our 5th year. We provide the winner a new Harley-Davidson motorcycle. We bring four finalists into the ARA convention every year along with their spouses, and we just really have a great week of getting to know them and entertaining and learning more about what their needs are from an equipment standpoint. So it's just a joyous celebration for us.
Just to be a finalist is quite an honor. Do you get applicants, or do you get possible winners from all over the country?
Absolutely, but as you'd expect, it's mostly skewed to the upper Midwest, the Grain Belt area. What we get hundreds of nominations in. Everybody's got a go-to man, at least one in their organization that makes it tick. And we carefully look at all the nominations, and we make our selection not necessarily on most acres covered, but really we're looking for that individual that has great leadership qualities and is a real strong contributor, not only to his store location, but also to his community. So we look at a combination of leadership, community service, as well as acres and experience.
Now, do those finalists, when they're out here, do they know when they get here who's the winner?
We don't even know. No, they don't.
So the announcement comes here, and you've made that announcement. Who was your winner?
This year is Mike Plumer from Cirrus Solutions in Templeton, Indiana,
who is joining us right now. He's sitting right here. Mike, congratulations. What went through your mind when you learned that you were the winner?
Thank you, and I was in shock. It caught me totally off guard. I do want to thank Mark Sherritts. Without him, without this program, I wouldn't be here. And yes, it gets the applicators the recognition. If you're an applicator, you love your job, but still, you want a pat on the back, and this is more than a pat on the back.
Well, yeah, a Harley motorcycle, that's a pretty good pat on the back.
It certainly is. You mentioned just being here is tremendous, and it is just to be one of the 4 finalists, and just to come out here, it's fantastic. It's unbelievable. Yeah, the Harley, wow, icing on the cake.
You gonna ride that home?
People keep asking me. I got people back in Indiana, are volunteering to come out here and drive it home for me.
Well, tell us about back home in Indiana, Templeton, Indiana, northwestern part of the state. Tell us about your business and how your year went this year with your crops.
The year was it was hectic. Spring, the whole entire year was completely opposite of last year. We started the spring, it was dry, all the corn was planted basically in 3 weeks. We thought we would have a summer vacation, and then it started raining, the bean planting was delayed. Fall, I knew from the start it was going to be a fast and furious fall because of the spring, and it certainly was. Once the farmers started picking corn, they never stopped. We were able to get out there and start spreading fertilizer early, which was, like I said, the opposite of the year before. And no, we never stopped. And the weather was fantastic. And, everything got done, and, we stayed caught up as best we could.
You told me that, like much of the country, corn yields down a little bit, but bean yields were very good.
That's what I've heard talking to the different farmers. the corn yield started out good, but I think because of the hot, dry weather, the yields kind of evaporated. The moisture went away, and that killed the yield. But bean harvest came in late, and because the beans went in late, and so therefore the yields were fantastic. That's growing up on the farm. I'm familiar with the fact that some years you have great corn yields. If you have great corn yields, you're not going to have very good bean yields, and this was one of those years. The corn was down, but the beans were up.
What is your approach to working with your customers? What kind of philosophy do you kind of go by?
Growing up on a farm and having been a farmer myself, I know what they expect from me and what they expect from any applicator. They want honesty. They want to know that you're out there and you're doing the best job you possibly can, and so therefore that's what we try to do. We do the best job we possibly can, and the farmer, the customer, is the most important person that we have. Without him, we're not going to be in business.
How has your job changed over the years, and what the farmer needs and expects of you?
The way it's changed is the technology behind it. With AGCO, and they've kept up with this technology. The machines are totally different than what they were 10 years ago. And, we've got mapping devices in them. We've got precision ag is taking over because of the cost of fertilizer. Farmers want the fertilizer where they need it, and so they're going to back off where it's not needed. So therefore, you're running variable rate. You've got controllers in there that are, they're doing that for you. This year we were able to purchase a what they call a precision AirMax Precision 2 bed. It's twin compartment. We can do two completely different fertilizer analysis in it, and we've got a controller that's taking care of both of them. It's reading the variable rate maps, and it's doing it for us. So yeah, that part of it has changed tremendously.
So you're as much, and we heard something about this in the session here yesterday, this business, it's as much about information and knowledge and being able to pass that along to the farmer as well as the actual application.
Oh, definitely. And one of the speakers yesterday touched on how important, with environmental problems that are going on, getting, the right rates and that's what we're doing now. It's very important that you apply the right rates where they're needed, and do it in a job, or do it in a fashion so that you're not wasting product. You don't have drift going all over the place. It's become very important to keep drift down, and different things like that.
I was going to say probably another of the big changes over the years would be in the area of the environment and the way you go about your job to protect the environment.
Definitely. Another problem that's occurring now is the fight with environmentalists on dust. We can't do anything about dust, and some of the fertilizers that we've had to use this year have been very dusty. Lime, when you're spreading lime, it's dust, and so we're having to do various things, trying to be careful about dust, and especially, with towns growing and, everything's moving out. When you're close to a town, you have to be very careful about what you're doing, because the last thing you want to do is upset, somebody that lives in a city. You get them upset, it's almost as bad as having a farmer upset.
Looking ahead to next spring, as far as fertilizer availability, you think that's going to be good?
I think it'll be good simply because the supplies are tight right now. We've been able to get almost all the fertilizer on the ground so far. We're still lagging behind a little bit on potash, but I think what it's going to mean for next spring is the supply is going to come back up, because of the amount of fertilizer that was applied this fall.
Just one thing for sure, there'll be several farmers all wanting it at the same time, right? And then you're going to have to figure out a way to deliver.
Oh, no. They're all understanding. No, I'll wait. I'll let my neighbor go first.
Right, yeah. I'm sure that you hear that quite often. Mike, thank you very much, and congratulations to what a great award, Operator of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you. I do want to make it clear. Like I said before, I thank AGCO and Mark Sheretz, his wife. They've made my wife and I feel so welcome out here. The award, I didn't do it by myself. I have great people back at Templeton. I have great nurse truck drivers. One in particular, Herb McGill. He's my first load and he's my last load. He's always there for me. I thank Series Solutions, my manager Tom Stein, because they've given me and the other applicators the equipment we need to get the job done fast. So, no, this isn't. Yes, Mike Plumer covered the acres, but Mike Plumer didn't do it by himself.
Very good. And Mark, I think we've just heard why he's a winner. I mean, these are the people out there on the ground that farmers count on, and it's great that you're able to recognize them this way.
Yeah, and this is really what it's all about, is to take an opportunity to recognize the guys that are really front and center with the grower customer. And Mike's a perfect example of what this award's about.
Has to be a tough decision, though. I'm sure you get a lot of good, eligible, worthy candidates.
And the truth is, we just know about the ones that are where their manager is taking the time to give them a comprehensive write-up. And we're confident that there's hundreds of guys out like Mike that are dedicated to this industry and do a great job. We're fortunate we can bring 4 in every year, and this year was a very tough selection process.
Very good. That's Mark Sheretz, Director of Marketing for AGCO. Again, they sponsor the Operator of the Year award here. And Mike Plumer from Templeton, Indiana, this year's winner. Congratulations, and thanks to AGCO for sponsoring this award. We're going to take a break, come back. We're going to learn about some of the new products from AGCO. That's coming up next. Stay with us from Palm Springs. This is AgriTalk.